While some have had difficulty filling the time during quarantine, I have had the opposite problem. Like in March, I was learning to DJ. In April, I posted every day on TikTok. In May, I got serious about YouTube again, and in June, I got obsessed with relearning the guitar and learning music theory. There are just so many things I want to do, but not enough mental bandwidth to make much progress in anything. I can't keep attaching myself to one thing and abandon it a month later. So I had to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with my life at this moment in time and stick to it. And I did just that with these two very simple lists. I got introduced to these lists by Thomas Frank, an amazing YouTuber who makes content about productivity and just how to live a better life. The very first list is called the Impossible List. I will link you to a video where Thomas Frank talks all about it, but actually the original idea for the Impossible List comes from Joel Runyon. Essentially, the Impossible List is a bucket list that grows with you over time. So instead of just a static list that you make once and never look at again, you can continue to add to this list and iterate off of existing goals. And what I really like about this list that Joel did is that he breaks up the list into categories. So some of the categories on my list are life, professional, creative. I have a category that's called a Renaissance woman. And honestly, I know it sounds silly, but if you know what a Renaissance man, woman, person is, it's basically a person who's just very skilled at a bunch of different things. And I realize that's just kind of something I want to aspire to be in my life. Is like, yes, I'm a filmmaker, but I want to learn how to play an instrument. I want to practice a martial art. I want to learn how to surf. Like, there's a bunch of things in this life that I hope to learn, and I don't want to just stick to one thing. So that's one of my categories. So yeah, that's the first list, and I very much encourage you to make your own impossible list. And the second list is called the What I'm Doing Now list. Yet again, I will link you to a video where Thomas Frank explains it in much greater length, and Thomas Frank was inspired to make his own What I'm Doing Now list by Derek Sivers. I will link you to both of their lists. So you've already made your impossible list. I would say that's the first step. A What I'm Doing Now list basically helps you take your impossible list and makes it more focused to what you want to achieve now in the near future. Because as you imagine, and as I mentioned in my intro scene, it's awesome to have so many goals and so many interests, but if you are spreading yourself too thin between 47 to 10 different things at once, it's going to be very hard to make any progress towards any one goal. So I think it's super important to narrow it down. Right now I have 5 goals or 5 things that I hope to accomplish, or I'm just focusing right now. At this point, you might be wondering, okay, Marissa, I have made my impossible list, but there's so many things. How am I supposed to choose just 5? And trust me, like, it was hard for me to choose just 5 as well. First, I would say, look at your impossible list and go through the list and ask yourself, what goals or dreams excites me most? And go through the list and circle or highlight the things that, again, excite you most, what jumps out at you. After you've gone through that process, you might be like, I still have 10 to 15 things that just I'm really excited about. How do I narrow it down from there? I think the second thing to consider is which goals are most accessible and would impact your life right now if you were to achieve them. So here I want to reference my own What I'm Doing Now list. One of my goals is to go through Marie Kondo's tidying event, and that's on my list because I've wanted to declutter my life for so long, and again, now that I'm in quarantine and spend all my time at home, it's a perfect time for me to sort through all my things and discard everything that I don't need anymore and anything that doesn't spark joy, and only keep the things that I do need and do spark joy. In terms of accessibility, one of my goals right now is to relearn the guitar. So up until about May or June, the guitar on my wall was really only decor, and I had not touched my guitar since like high school. And for those who don't know, I'm 26. I know I don't look like it, but yeah, I'm 26. And well, now I'm quarantined, and I decided, hey, this is a perfect time to pick up old hobbies, and guitar is one of them. And the last thing to consider when you're narrowing down your impossible list to 3 to 5 goals that you want to focus on right now, every day, is Do any of these goals or dreams overlap, or will achieving any of these goals help lead to another goal or dream? And the example I have for that is that one of my big goals, financial goals, is to pay off my student loan debt by the time I'm 27. So I've just been paying off my loans aggressively, and the reason why I'm doing that, for one, I think we all would like to be debt free. I don't think that's a bad thing. Secondly, once I am free of that financial burden, is that it will help me achieve other goals. I'll have that much more money every month to move out of my parents' house or to travel, hopefully, when it's safe to. And I think that's just a smart way to go about living your life, is, you have to go in steps. So just to reiterate, and even if you don't make an impossible list, or you just have a bunch of stuff that you want to do at this time, or at any time if you're watching this post-quarantine, let's hope, these are things to consider when you're focusing your life, when you're prioritizing your life, is, for one, what excites you most? What are you most passionate about? And again, this is very personal. Please don't let outside voices, even if they mean well, influence that. I think this is your life. Please live it how you want to. Next is, what is most accessible to you, and what is going to impact your life most immediately if you just focus on it. And then third is, will any goal or dream that you achieve help you achieve another goal in the future? So just how can you set the foundation for bigger dreams and bigger goals in the future by accomplishing maybe a smaller goal now? And that's all I have for you guys today. I think the last thing I want to leave you with is, it's okay to have a bunch of dreams and goals. In fact, I encourage it. We get one life on this earth, so you might as well dream big and do everything that you possibly can do in this life. But the only way to achieve as many of those goals as possible is to focus on only a handful at a time. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you want to see more from me, and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing. Alright, YouTube, I'm Marissa Roxas. I'm a filmmaker from San Diego, California, and I hope to help you put self-love first. Alright, take care.